Hello everyone, so this is another video with another value. So in this video, I have prepared some value to share with you guys. So I have jotted down some of the bullet point in this little notebook, not notebook, but sticky paper. Alright, so whatever. So usually I don't use any scripting or those kind of things. So I just try to remember stuff and write down some of the bullet point, especially I usually write question, but since this is just kind of small, so I can't write the whole question. So I just write some of the key point and bullet point in this on this paper. So yeah, so it's about AI mix. So I believe that a lot of you guys, especially if you're a business owner, you may have heard of AI stuff, right? It's very booming industry and it's very rising technology as well. But most of the business owners don't actually understand how to leverage this new technology into their business workflow, current operations to get most out of it, right? Because there's a lot of tools out there, there's a lot of options to choose, but most of them are just like ChatGPT robot, and I don't say those things are not great because there is people who are literally solving real problems with just vibe coding or ChatGPT wrapper. Those are really painkiller stuff, and those are really great entrepreneurship, and those are really great businesses, right? Those are really great scenarios that show that no matter who are you, right? No matter who you are, it doesn't matter if you can use the leverage, if you can use AI in the right way. It doesn't matter whether you don't know about coding stuff, whether you don't have any partner, whether you come from each country. It doesn't matter, right? If you can just use the internet, if you can use like if you can learn that stuff, right? By coding or AI automation, AI agent workflow, those kind of things, you will be paid off a lot. You will be rewarded by massively. You will be rewarded massively. So I believe that those kind of things work 100%. But there's also a lot of people, a lot of businesses who are just selling the same, selling just tools, not results, right? So they are focusing on the tools, they are focusing on AI world instead of the benefit, right? So most of the business owner get stuff in choosing what tools to use, what is the best one, right? They don't have any idea of that, and there's a lot of myth, there's a lot of rumor, there's a lot of myth about AIs in this industry as well. So yeah, so that's why. So I just want to make things clear up. So I'm not an AI industry expert, and I'm also learning. I'm also a student in this industry. So I will be sharing what I have learned because I also used to face the same problem in the past, right? So I'm also running a business, but I'm not facing that problem with my business. What I was facing up with is that I didn't know what tool to use in my content creation and just my studies in the past. So since I'm also at high school, so I wanted to use AI, but I didn't know what to choose, what tool to choose, those kind of things, right? And when I started learning about AI, there's a lot of tools, there's a lot of options to choose, there's a lot of opportunities, and I was so confused. No, I was so overwhelmed by those massive choices, massive opportunities. Didn't know what to do. I was just paralyzed there. So I don't want you guys to be in the same place as I was. So I just want to make things clear up. So yeah, so let's get started. So the first myth is about creativity. So a lot of people, a few people, let's say, a few people think that AI will be able to replace the creativity entirely. And I don't know about after 2035 or 2050. I'm not sure about that. But for the next 3 to 5 years, I believe that AI will be able to replace creativity entirely because they will still need experts in that creativity industry and people who can people who can actually leverage the technology will be more creative than ever. ever in humankind history. So because like creativity is not just limited, right? So let's say like our creativity, average creativity of human, like is this at this level, right? But when we use AI, when we just relying on AI and not using our own brain to customize, to innovate, whether it is content that AI created, whether it is subject line, whether it is copywriting, copy, Facebook ad, whatever it is, right? If you don't innovate, if you just fall in and if you are just like relying on AI entirely, your creativity level will drop. That's for sure. That's 100% sure because you are not using your brain to actually innovate and create something a lot better, right? So since AI, if AI can create the same level or better level of creativity or creative stuff, then if you are just relying on that, your current, your previous creativity line will drop even lower. So what you need to do is you need to raise your bar. Right? So what you need to do is, let's say AI and your creativity level are the same, and like I don't know, like a few years later, 2 to 3 years in the future. So if you can actually leverage the technology and be more creative, spark your creativity and curiosity and your interest, then your creativity will be a lot riser. Oh, right? So it will be a much higher than ever because, as I said, creativity is not limited, right? It's limitless and it doesn't have any ceiling, right? You can just expand it, you can shrink it down. It's just like water, right? It's just like water. It can flow. It can literally like and expandable. It can like expandable. So just learn how to be more creative with using AI instead of just copying others, right? Of course, like nothing in this life is actually original. You are just stealing from other people, other different things, and creating your own stuff. But that's the art, right? So steal, steal the art of the AI and let them work on repetitive tasks as well. Let it work on researching those kind of things and take steal its creative part and steal other people's creative part, steal the world like everything's creative part and create your own stuff. And I believe that if you can actually do that, artists, creative, like content creators or whoever it is in creativity industry, you will be more ahead of like any other creators. So I don't think like AI will be able to replace creativity entirely because right, like it can create creative stuff, it can create images, it can create videos, but if humans can actually adapt the situation, they will be more creative. If humans can actually learn how to leverage AI in the right way, then human will be even more creative, even become more smart. So that's what I think about, and I believe so. So I don't know, like maybe I'm just being too optimistic, but that's what I believe. Alright, so let's get to the next myth. So the next myth is about that you just need to write a prompt and you will literally can get rich. So that I would say that is not entirely wrong, but also like not entirely right because like to able to I believe that to able to sustain a like exponential growth, you will need to hire a few people, few experts, so you can just literally use no code platform and just literally like build a ChatGPT robot and expect the whole world to use your application or your software because you will need it's 100% like you will need some kind of technological aspect involved in your business, involved in your software, involved in your product or service, and that is inevitable. Sure, like if you can prompt, you can actually get best results, based on like the quality of your prompts, right? But also like in order to scale, in order to build, in order to like grow your business, I believe that you will need far more than just prompting. You will need to know far more than prompting. You will need to know also about managing people, some technical stuff. You don't need to know about anything, just like basic understanding, like system design, right? How things work, how workflow work, how everything is connected, those kind of things, right? You need to understand these things, especially if you are a CEO or a founder who doesn't know about coding, but who is running a whole business, right? So at least like you have to know their language, right? So since you are running a like technical company, you need to know about technology a little bit, right? So you need to at least understand about it. So yeah, so I believe that prompting is like one of the most important skill in this era. But prompting alone won't be able to help you grow sustainable business at all. So I think that's obvious, right? That's very obvious. So you will need also like you will need to understand how things work, right? So and also you will need some skill set, business skills. For example, like sales, copywriting, marketing, those kind of things are really important because technology is no more a barrier to anyone in this world. So if you have internet and a device, you can literally create a product or a service that solve a specific problem that is urgent or painful, and you can literally get paid. But most important part is that if you don't have any eyeballs on your product or your service or your brand, you won't get paid at all. Because distribution is as important as creating a product that is really like great and that is really solving a real pain point. So creating a product is important, but also distribution and marketing as well as important, right? So literally, like if you can actually master the art of marketing, or if you can just like distribute very well, if you can build a brand in very well, probably, then I think like, it's not that hard to scale your business, right? If you have like literally like true fan, true audience around like 1,000 true fans, it won't be difficult, right? If you have true 1,000 fans, 1,000 audience in a niche that you are building your solution to, you can literally get rich. I feel like you can literally just get rich within a few months or years, because like they like let's say like only 10% of them buy your product, there will be like 100 people buy your product, and if you can just charge around $100 or $199 per month, guess how much would you get, right? That's insane, right? So that's insane. So if you can master the art of distribution, and if you can actually like do some market research properly, because you need to find a painful problem, you need to find a painkiller solution, not just a like vitamin, right? So people don't want vitamin in painful scenarios. They just want painkiller, right? They just want the pain to go away. So that's the market, that's the niche that you want to target to. Not about vitamin, but about pain, right? You need to create something that solve really painful problem, because people are likely to pay more to run away from the pain compared to getting toward to the pleasure, right? So they feel the pain more than they love the pleasure. I feel like when they don't have any pressure, when they don't have any pain in their heart, they will seek pleasure like a beast, like just like a mindless people, like mindless crazy things. But if you actually put pressure, big pressure, like for example, like if you put a man in a scenario where where his family would die, if he doesn't close 1,000 deals within a month, like even though it seems impossible, he may probably accomplish that goal because he has the pressure, right? He has that fear of losing his family, right? So that's I think like that's one way that you can manipulate yourself into believing that you have to move with urgency, because I believe that urgency is a gift, not a threat. because a person who has a urgency and who has like that, a person who has urgency versus a person who just have willpower, discipline. I think a person with urgency will outwork because he is not just executing tasks, he is literally thinking what can he do better, what can he do better, right? Because he is so urgent, he just want to fight. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for this video.